this is like the first time we are having a carnival so big.
Really?
Yes. This is the first time we're having a carnival so big in Kogi State, and of course, as it is with a lot of things, there are areas that the carnival needs to improve upon.
No, wait. Yeah, before you talk about you said it was the biggest.
Of course,
in Kogi,
yes.
And you people, both of you said it was a success.
Of course.
That then you now said we can't start talking about area it needs to be improved upon. When you just said it was a success, me I would say it was a flop.
In what terms?
It was a flop because the we can assuming I think it was more of a concert than carnival to me. My own idea of a carnival, it's a fashionable way or a showcase of diverse culture. Of that particular state, which I didn't see. I know people went, artists were invited. We also have local artists that were there to perform, but that cultural showcasing of that our cultural heritage was not there. And you cannot please listen before we even go further. Please remove that international. Let's manage Kogi Carnival. No. Remove the international carnival. Remove the international from it, and let's focus on Kogi Carnival. Then let's even start from there. You can't say something was a success and you say there's a way we can improve.
Of course.
No. Every event there's room for improvement. But you just said you can't actually say something was a success. Then you start with
there's something I would like to say.
Of course.
I would like to say
in fact, no matter how successful, sorry Solomon, please let me land on this. No matter how successful a particular event is, subsequently there are areas you can improve. The very first World Cup that ever held in Africa was in 2010 in South Africa. Can you tell me that World Cup tournament was not a success? It was by all stretch of imagination. But 2014, of course, an improvement was built on it. 2018, the same thing. 2022, the same thing. So we are saying no matter how successful a particular event is, there are areas you can still improve. In fact, even if the event holds, say, this month, and the same event is going to hold next month, there may be some sort of new technological advancement concerning the event that you still need to infuse. You can bring them in and make it more successful than the previous edition.
Yeah, but so let me ask you a personal question. I want to ask you that question. I said,
go on, please.
Kogi Carnival, the recent Kogi Carnival, was it a hit or a flop? Just yes or no.
It was a hit as far as I am concerned, and as far as a lot of persons are concerned.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
This is an event. We
deal with social media. Aside from social media, I mean this Lokoja, the state capital, where the same event took place.
Unfortunately,
I didn't feel the heat.
Unfortunately for a lot of persons, the event did not only hold in Lokoja. It held in the 3 senatorial districts of the state: Central, West, and East. It held and was successful. You can see the best of the culture of the Igala people. When the Eastern Senatorial District came up with their version of the event, you can see the best of the Ebira people. When the Central people came up with the event, you can see the best of the Western Senatorial District people when the people of West came up with it, especially the Okon-speaking part of the state, the Okon-speaking part of Kogi West.
I don't agree with
I must tell you that those who are saying it is more of a concert, it is because a lot of artists were invited and they came and performed. There are a few issues that trailed artists' performances and who emerged winner, which is expected in every competition. For some persons to think they have been shortchanged or outsmarted in the whole of it.
Since we're not talking about since we're not talking about the budgetary part of it.
I'm just bringing
since we're not talking about budgetary part of it, let's not talk about
I'm just bringing that as one of the aftermath that brought up all the grumbling.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I don't think. I don't care about that is how much was marked for the project.
I'm not even talking about. I'm talking of winners.
Changed. I am saying that it was more of a concert than a carnival.
And it was a carnival.
See,
as much as it was a concert, it was also a carnival.
Do you know what happened is that a lot of people only saw the concert aspect and spoke about the concert. There are those who saw the carnival parade and say, okay, this is the carnival parade. That's the only thing they saw. And they will just tell you that nothing happened. This is the only thing that happened. When you look at it collectively, there were carnival parade, there were fashion display, there were cultural display, and there were also local artists and international artists that performed. So if you look at it collectively, was there a carnival? Yes. Was it a hit? Yes.
Was it a hit?
Yes.
And you said yes?
Yes.
On a scale of 100?
It was a hit.
So when you want to measure,
I'm asking
that is a good question.
On a scale of 100.
A scale of 100, I'll give 60.
You're lying. It's a lie.
That's my own.
It's a lie. That's your own perception.
That's my own.
You don't reason now. So I trying to say I can't entrust something like that in your care and expect something better.
Okay, now look at it. No, I'm looking at it from not just the organization. What's the theme of the carnival? The theme of the carnival is come, experience, explore, and invest in confluence state.
Yes.
Now, did it generate conversation? Yes. Negative, positive. People are talking about it.
More of negative.
Why? Because they saw something.
Listen. Isaac,
wait.
No, there are a few things. No, I'm not going to wait. There are a few things.
Why are you quiet about
there are a few things you are not putting into perspective.
I want to know why he's quiet.
Wait. In trying to criticize this event, there are a few things you are not putting into perspective. Which are the fact that the current administration, which birthed the idea of the carnival, is relatively new. The administration is hardly a year in power.
No, wait.
And this event was conceptualized and it has come to pass.
This point you are raising now. No. Please. Don't raise that point now. I think it should be probably later. I want to know why Ope is quiet. When you are going to talk about the new administration, leave the. I want to know why you are quiet.
Hear from you.
I'm still coming back to you.
I'm learning because I won't say I didn't hear about the carnival, but let me say it's not the first time we'll be having a carnival as a statewide carnival, and it won't be the first carnival at all because we've always had carnivals in the east, in the central and the likes. And to a large extent, some of these ones were also successful. So you were successful. When I congratulated you on the successful hosting, for you to have hosted a program, it was that was successfully hosting
in a way,
right? Then the word successful is relative. What you term as successful, I may not term as successful. There are lots of gaps. The opening ceremony was here in Lokoja, and the grand finale was here in Lokoja, and the event didn't shake Lokoja. Let's talk of Kogi State. I can say that to a large extent, right? Not because the organizers didn't try, not because they didn't. I don't know what they did. I didn't see their template. I don't know how they executed their plans, but I was thinking that something like this, of this nature, should shake Lokoja.
We expected more.
Should attract different demographics. There should be amusement for the children,
the middle class,
the younger class, the younger age groups, Gen Z, Alpha, whatever you call them now. Then even the adults who are younger parents, and you should look for something that will also excite the elderly ones, the senior citizens around. I'm coming. I'm not sure we saw that, but we're just starting. However, like I said, we've had some before. We once had some years ago, like 8, 10 years ago, we had Confluence Carnival or something like that.
Yes, Confluence Carnival.
Another Confluence Festival or Confluence Carnival, something like this. So it's not sometimes, it's not as if we are doing something novel.
The difference is just the international.
Yeah, it's not as if we are doing something novel, and it's not as if we are starters. Also, I heard you say that the administration is young and new, and the idea was conceptualized about 3 months ago, thereabout, right? But even if it's 3 months ago, must it come up December?
Why the rush?
Why the rush?
Why?
Listen,
you take your time.
Listen. You have raised some very vital points that, to some extent, I agree with. See, we cannot just come together and throw the baby away with the bathwater. We can't. We cannot. I feel I welcome your congratulatory message from the beginning, because when you said it was a success, I can beat my chest and tell you it was a success. Are there areas of improvement necessary? Yes.
Okay.
For instance, the LOC, the local organizing committee for the event, like, okay, let me be a bit biased to my constituency, the media. The local media involvement is necessary. You cannot just come up with an event you plan and then you're talking of some persons outside Kogi State about event that is holding in Kogi State. Of course, our local people should own it first in terms of planning.
Enlightenment.
They should be the ones to do the promotion for you, not outsiders. Of course, we want outsiders to come, but as much as we're involving them, let's allow the local people to own it first. They should be the ones to tell others, to tell themselves that such an event is holding and this is the plan. This is what we expect. In fact, doing that will stimulate local economy even before the event proper started. And even during the event and after the event, it will stimulate the local economy. Now, when I say local economy, I'm not talking about the state resources that you are targeting investors to come and tap into. No, I'm talking of the pure water seller by the side, the meat pie, fish pie, and whatever seller of egg rolls. All of those people, I'm talking about them. It is going to touch them because locally everybody is going to gather within Lokoja, the state capital. Within the state, people are going to come together and converge on Lokoja or Kaba when it comes to Kogi West, or Ayingba when it comes to Kogi East, or Okene when it comes to Kogi Central.
Exactly.
This is, of course, we can criticize the organizers in terms of this, but the fact is the event was conceptualized by this administration, as I said earlier, and it was held successfully. I am sure subsequent editions will be bigger and better planned than this inaugural edition.
Let me tell you my own idea.
I will still give them kudos, despite the fact that I have my own few criticisms.
You know, after a program like this,
you have your own criticism.
Of course, and I've said it.
Yes,
I've said it.
Because after a program like this, you have to analyze.
Very important. And that's exactly what we're doing. I feel what I was expecting. I know we all have a way of reasoning. My own idea of this Kogi International Carnival. Yes, like you said earlier, the traditional media were not carried along. It was not a good one. They should be the one promoting this program. As much as we have social media, the place of traditional media cannot be overemphasized in any event at all. You can't rule them out. You can't rule them out and expect a miracle to happen. It doesn't work that way. One. Then secondly, just like he rightly said too, he talked about the children, he talked about the Gen Z, he talked about the millennial, he talked about the elderly ones being captured. Then I was also looking forward to seeing trade fair, a mini trade fair during the carnival, where we have different traditional attires ready made that there people can just walk in. It's also a way of generating revenue or promoting sales for vendors. You see people bring out their different, if I see Basa attire, I may be tempted to buy and use. If I see that of Igala, their cap, I may choose to buy and wear that day. Then the children, they have a way of adding color to events. By the time you dress them in this native attires, then what even paid me most was the fact that we during the carnival, I was expecting, I won't say they didn't showcase some traditional attires, but I expected more. Where we borrowed a leaf from probably Calabar Carnival with all that costumes, we could have customized them. We could have customized them. You talk about the fact that the administration is new and all of that. I think we are a year already, right? Almost a year.
Yeah, now be a year in January.
In January, just January. I feel they would have taken their time, plan it well, pick different people from different organization, may have stakeholders to look into it and talk about it. Bring Ministry of Culture and Tourism. They've been doing this over, like we talked about the one that was held 10 years ago or more. They know more about this thing. You bring them into it, you harness their experience and push it into it. The children are well taken care of. If I were to be there, I would talk about telling some local governments to take care of, as in delegate duties. You, this local government, you take care of this, take care of this, take care of this. We expect this from you, we expect that from you. We have different tribes, not just Ibira, Igala, Okun, Basa, that we have in Kogi State. So we have different tribes that some people don't even know about. We have different cultures that we had the opportunity through the Kogi Carnival to showcase that we never did.
You know,
I
understand some of this,
but we needed they needed more time to plan that event.
I understand some of this.
It was like a kind of gragra.
I also agree with you that the planning needs more time to actually come together. You cannot talk about if a carnival is about the showcase of culture of a particular state or society, you cannot talk about Kogi State without talking about our water bodies. We have a very large water body that if they can find a way to inculcate or incorporate a regatta
during that week
into the carnival, it will have brought out a uniqueness.
I want different dance steps from different tribes that
it will have brought out a uniqueness to the carnival. But be that as it may, it is still not blame for the organizers or the state. It is a win for them. There is
and a win for us too.
Yes. There is opportunity. There's a room for improvement. And I'm sure. I'm sure subsequently, those that will be saddled with the responsibility of organizing the event will put everything into consideration to ensure we have a more successful.
Yeah, but I love what you just said. You said the organizers, you gave them kudos for even organizing the program. Then you said it was a success, but there's room for improvement.
Yes.
But I want to tell you that I've seen on social media where someone came up with this program will not success. People will say, they're successful, not them no see where, like they no reason well. I think that was, if the person spoke the way you just put things, it would have been different. Okay, yes, we did this, and we in next year we will improve. We will give you better international carnival than now. But you just came out and said this one is just a success. Even if an event is a success, there's always probably 2% room for improvement. You don't just outrightly say this one was a success. When we like this, we're just mentioning ways we think they would have done better. We're seeing the loopholes, and you are telling me outrightly that the carnival was a success. And I was actually looking forward to seeing a lot of things. When I saw the promo on social media, I was like, okay, let's see what this would bring. Then this was what I got. How? Why? And you're telling me it was a success. How? Why? How?
Listen. The way we judge, the way we come to conclusion about events that have held differ. Just the way our views on things differ. The person probably thinks that this is what is obtainable, but now
I don't do my part. You know, like I'll go and sit down.
But now we are saying there are areas they still need to improve. I am sure whoever the person is, subsequently, he or she will find people that will tell them that no, in this area, let's rework, let's go back to the drawing board and make sure that subsequent editions are more successful.
See, well, Solomon, you wanted to. You were about to interject.
Yes, I wanted to say that we are looking at it. Okay, it has passed already. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, what I know about organizing an event is when you are done, you review. You understand? You get feedback from people, mixed reactions here and there within the ministries and all that. I've heard a lot. There are people whose interest, instead of looking at the aim of the program, one of it is to celebrate our diversity.
Yes. Diversity.
But you still find people who are just looking for their own personal gains when all this is happening, and this creates gaps here and there. And I'm sure that the organizers, the state, will look at it and fashion it better next time we are going to hold this program. They have seen the challenges, they know how to mitigate some of the problems we have seen in this one. So for me, when I said it's a success, I look at this holistically, because even the bad review is still part of feedback that you use
to build.
True. Yeah, so we did it in a hurry, fine, yes, but we did something, and at least we achieved something. Then the gaps we'll see will make us plan better. We'll have better time now. It is from next one that we'll miss. I'll now be surprised. What is really happening? You understand? So because even from the federal government is pushing to promote culture. Then if the state is doing and the local government will pick it up and look at it, that this is what we have to celebrate our unity. Apart from football, look at the carnival that day. Everybody came out together. We're celebrating, and I was just joyous that day. I was joyful because I saw Ebira, Nupe, everybody, Basa coming together to celebrate Kogi State, to celebrate our diversity. That love that day, for me, it's caused the mark for me.
Thank you very much, Solomon, for this view you have just shared. It is not far from some of the things that Oiza touched on earlier. Even though to her, she wants us to remove international.
Yes, very important.
Kogi International Carnival has come to stay. One of the things.
But wait, just wait before you know. In as much I have congratulated you.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
And I've congratulated the organizers.
Easy.
And we should ask, before you say you cannot remove international, why do you want the term international expunged from the event? Is it that the carnival was too local and you can rate it as...
If you want to put words in my mouth, but that's no problem. I said, and I'm saying it again, I said the carnival was more like a concert to me.
Concert,
yes,
not a carnival.
Not a carnival, because what I was expecting, it was far, far below what I was expecting. As a matter of fact, over the years, we've been having Ibra Carnival,
Okay,
the Central. And I can tell you that Ibra Carnival that I used to see is more than this one you people are calling International Carnival now. So no.
So you're saying Ibira cultural, Ibira Carnival is more international than our own.
No, I don't want to use that word international. I don't want to.
No, but I have a question.
An event that was viewed in almost 44 countries.
I don't know. I didn't view it on any TV.
You are saying
I only saw it on.
I have a question for her.
It was the controversy. It was actually the controversy that made me to see.
Now I have a question for you.
Some of the activities that took place in the carnival. It was as dry as that.
I have a question for you.
You're trying to tell me that 44 countries they viewed it, and in Lokoja, some of us didn't know that something happened.
It is possible.
I went out. Sorry. I actually went out with my daughter, and she now said, "This thing with the hand for pole, what can it be?" I said, "We're actually doing Kogi Carnival, Kogi International Carnival." That was how she knew. You know, they tie some fabrics for
fabrics,
our cultural heritage, some of the fabrics are about
this one's on street lights.
No, not
what I'm talking about. Street lights. She wanted to know why the fabrics were on the street light, and I said we are doing. Just still on there. I said we are doing Kogi Carnival. So the publicity was that low. You said shake us. Move us. As in we don't feel them.
So
you can't start saying why that say they should remove the international. Locally we did not even feel it, and talking about international.
No.
It is easier for you to just take
probably you didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it.
I was there at the opening ceremony
on
at
Sunday.
Muhammadu Buhari Square, and I must tell you that it was electric.
Now you said it shock you.
No, seriously, it was electric. In fact, some people thought they were at more recognized carnivals. For instance,
what they call
no. Some people thought they were in Calabar. Calabar.
Okay.
Because
you see, he's the one shooting himself now.
He's the
one shooting himself.
Because globally,
that culture down to your carnival. Which one is what people
it's not so. There are some costumes that are peculiar to carnivals, and we had you can get them in Calabar and any other carnival across the world, and you got them
during Durbar.
No, you don't have to get them during Durbar because it was not Durbar. We are talking of an international carnival that we organize.
Durbars are also international cultural events.
Durbar, it's part of the carnival. Of course, these are some of the touches they put to it to give it that feel, that difference.
You're not even saying because you felt as if you were in probably Galamela or the Kina because of what they are doing and all of that. You say you felt as if you were in Calabar.
Listen, Oiza, one of the things that, of course, some of us who looked at the entire event more objectively
objectively.
Yes, some of us.
So I'm not being objective.
No, you are not.
I'm not being objective.
No, you are not. If you're here criticizing our internationally recognized carnival, then you're not being objective. Now, those of us,
I told you what they would have done differently now.
Those of us who looked at it
criticism
more objectively,
remove the objectivity.
Think that our local government, our local governments, 21 local governments that we have, should have been given responsibilities on their roles.
But I said so
to
now.
make that carnival more successful.
I said so.
For instance, it is not bad if you say Lokoja, Ida, Omala, Ofu, part of Ofu. If you say and Kogi local government areas, if you say they should concentrate on maybe some activities about the carnival that concern riverine activities, because these are the areas you find riverine activities
you didn't talk about
in the state, including Ibaji. If you say they should handle it, then you have some
delegated
some tribes with some tribes with peculiar cultural displays. For instance, we have something called Buya. It is like your masquerades that you have in Central. In Nupe land, we have Buya. It is a culture that is like waning now. It is gradually going extinct, leaving Kogi states, leaving especially Lokoja local government, where we grew up knowing some of these things. If you say organize something like that, in addition to the water or riverine activities that you are going to organize, something that has to do with including, there is cultural mix to even some farming activities that you have. You tell these people, bring some of this mix into it. Then you tell the Central Senatorial District, okay, you concentrate on maybe the most recognized cultures of the Ebira people. You know, there is hardly any Ebira cultural activities without masquerades. Okay. Concentrate on something like that. Then the rest of Kogi East, do something that is peculiar to your local government areas.
West too.
The West.
Elaborating on what I said. So, do something like that. And you are saying I'm doing criticism, not constructive. I'm not elaborating on what I said. That
most of these things you are saying now are discussion that is already ongoing. Like yesterday, I even started with some of these people, the organizers.
Okay,
and
after the event.
After the event, yes, because
that was why we said.
No, listen.
That was why we needed time.
No, it's not about time. It's about constraint in some logistic constraint and financial constraints along the way. Because
I don't
now, all these things you are saying, if you go to Council for Art and Culture, Kogi State, here, they know all these things. They have been doing it for a long time.
True.
That's
it's not a new thing.
Council of
pick them.
Kogi State Council for Art and Culture.
Is it different from Art Council?
It's the same.
Okay,
all
right. Now, when you are implementing a project, a big activity like this, you come across constraints. And that's why you go back and review. We had this idea. We have given local governments target. How come they did not meet this target? They actually gave local government what responsibility, but there were gaps. That was just the issue. There were a lot of gaps here and there, and that's what they are looking at now. How come this local government didn't meet up this? How come this aspect of the culture didn't reflect? Because a lot of people came online and say, my culture, that's not how we tie this arapa. That's not how we are. You understand? So that feedback from me, that generated this kind of mixed conversation shows that people were, in fact, some people were even saying that they were not even they didn't believe that the carnival would hold, that it would just talk, and when it happened they were shocked, like so some people stopped at Lokoja, they didn't follow up to Kaba, they didn't follow up to Okene and Yanimba, so they just say Lokoja, it didn't happen. Do you know that they were even side more like what's it called now, trade fair? A little bit of it.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Some people didn't
even
see
in Lokoja, something like
but
that.
some people were not aware, because what they didn't even bother to look at it critically. So, but when they say, it didn't hold, it didn't shake me, it didn't do that.
It didn't shake me, it didn't shake me.
It shook me. So as I said,
happened.
As I said, both the opening and the closing ceremonies were electric, and I must give kudos to the organizers for the effort they put in, and for Kogi State government, the current administration, for showing its commitment towards developing the tourism
culture
sector, and tapping into its ability to bring investment opportunities to the state. I'm telling you that subsequent editions will be better, and I give kudos to
the goal is
Now,
to bring investors,
we talked
and
about,
we'll keep
we talked
doing our
about the
best
fact that
to bring them in.
okay,
Yes.
the carnival was like
a success.
no. Okay, they planned
It was
the
a success,
carnival.
it was a hit.
They planned it.
Of course, if you're not going to admit it's a success, just admit that the carnival has been organized and held.
I don't want to be that. Okay, they organized the carnival,
And it has held.
It was held, and there were gaps, and we'll talk about the gaps. But what in the future? What do you think they can do differently?
Not just talking about the future, they're already one of the members of the local organizing committee was on radio on Monday, and he said plans are afoot ahead of the next edition.
Exactly.
And he even estimated that Kogi will witness about 7 million phone seekers from outside the state. 7 million.
7 million what?
Phone seekers.
Yes.
Phone seekers.
So between now and next year, you can start thinking of building hotels, apartments, shortlets, and
advertising,
or building restaurants around that area. But no, I'm not talking about him. You said someone was on
the radio,
on the radio yesterday talking about on Monday talking about their plan for the future.
They have started planning.
So about you.
What you are saying now.
You as Ope, you as Yabagi, you as Solomon.
Yes.
What do you think they can do differently?
Number one, ensure that between now and the next edition, you repackage the carnival concepts in a way that will resonate with everybody, most of the persons in the state. To start with, you are going to market it to bring in the 7 million phone seekers, but first step, get the buy-in of Kogi indigenes. Let it resonate with us, regardless of our age groups.
Okay.
That's my own.
Thank you. I feel there should be no gaps going forward. There should be no gaps among members of the local organizing committee. Of course, since it is being, it is the bill for it is being put by the government. Of course, there could be changes in personnel from time to time, membership, chairmanship, whatever. But there should be a strong secretariat for the local organizing committee where you have proper documentation of whatever decision you come up with at the end of every meeting, so that the planning can continue uninterrupted until the next edition. It is where there is such gaps, where there is planning, your idea that you brought in that was bought or discarded is reworked or just done away with, or the secretariat does not have proper documentation of what they've been planning all along, because it is not possible for them to plan the event for say a whole year. Say they have up to 6, 7, 8 months to plan for the event that is going to maybe hold in December 2025, and they start planning from January 2025, and you don't see a lot of improvement and successes. In fact, it is going to go a long way in ensuring that they go 10 miles ahead of whatever they were able to achieve in the previous edition.
Yeah. Just like what everybody have said, wider consultation. I think one of the things they missed this year was carrying the critical stakeholders along throughout the process. From the planning now, since they have said they have started planning, the critical stakeholders need to be on board throughout the process, from the implementation and after the program. And that's what the major gap was for this one. So, and I think if they can address that, so that other people not feel like they are guests in the program, they are stakeholders, they are inside of it. That way you can have the feel of everybody, all the 21 local government and the tribes display their cultures beautifully.
All right. Yeah. The media is your friend, and they'll always be here to push your idea forward and bring it to life. All you have to do is reach out to them, and they will make it happen. I don't see where they've ever turned anybody down. So it's my desire. I must. In fact, when before we came into the studio, we talked about a lot of things. That if I say now, we'll fight. So let me not say it. I must give kudos to the state government. When I saw the endorsement from left, right, center, I was excited. I was very excited. I look forward to seeing the carnival. But they organized it, and it has passed. Well done to the organizers. But moving forward,
and it was successful.
Admit it was successful. Just admit it was a success.
The organizer. But moving forward, we hope to see next carnival carry along all our rich. Kogi State is rich in culture. Very, very rich. A very interesting state. In fact, I'm proud to be a Kogite. I look forward to seeing that a display of that rich cultural heritage. Bring it up. Include all age group. We want to see our children in that attire. I want to see them on the bead. I want to see them on the carries. I want to see them walk barefoot. This is part of our culture. I want to see that boat.
Regatta.
I want it all. In fact, I want us to cook our local delicacy. It is part of it. Bring it all the stakeholder. People where you know so they get sense. Bring them. Let's just let them come and say what they want to say. Sieve it. Pick the ones you can pick and give us a rich 2025 Kogi Carnival.
International.